Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Speak English podcast. I'm Anna, and I'm really glad you're here with us.
And I'm Jake, and today we're talking about something that quietly controls your entire life. This is not just about discipline, not just about motivation.
Today, we're going deeper into something more powerful, your identity.
We are talking about that quiet voice in your mind that decides whether you keep going or slowly give up.
Have you noticed this pattern? For a few days, you feel unstoppable, focused, consistent, and then suddenly you start drifting away from your own goals.
It's not because life suddenly became harder. It's because something inside you quietly changed.
You have felt this before. One day, something clicks inside you, and suddenly you feel different, strong, and ready to change your life.
You make a plan, and this time it feels real. It feels serious.
You tell yourself, this is it. This time I will not stop.
You start waking up early, and you begin to follow your routine.
You stay consistent, and slowly you start feeling proud of yourself.
For the first time in a long time, you feel like you are in control of your life.
That feeling is powerful, and it makes you believe that change is finally happening. But then something small happens.
One morning, you feel a little tired, not too much, just enough to notice.
And suddenly, a quiet voice appears in your mind and says, just rest today.
That voice is not loud. It is not aggressive. It is calm and very convincing.
And without thinking too much, you listen to it. You tell yourself it is just one day and it will not make a big difference.
But that one day slowly becomes 2 days, and then it becomes 3 days.
After some time, a few days turn into a week and your routine completely disappears.
At that moment, something deeper starts to break inside you, and it is not just your routine.
It is your belief in yourself that begins to weaken.
You no longer feel strong, and you no longer feel in control of your life.
Slowly, you start avoiding your own goals, even the ones that once felt important to you.
One day, you sit quietly and think about everything that has happened.
You ask yourself, why did this always happen to me?
You say, I always start strong, but I never finish.
And then a more painful thought comes into your mind. Maybe I am just not that kind of person.
You begin to feel that discipline is not for you.
And slowly, you start thinking, maybe something is wrong with me.
This is the most dangerous moment in the whole process.
Because now it's not about waking up early or following a routine anymore. It is about how you see yourself as a person.
You are not saying, I failed today. You are saying, I am a failure.
And once this belief enters your mind, everything begins to change. You stop believing in yourself and you stop trusting your ability to improve. Now you're not stopping because you're tired.
You are stopping because you do not believe that you can succeed.
And this is something most people never realize. They think they're lazy, but the truth is very different. They are losing to a story that they keep telling themselves again and again.
And the most surprising part is this. That story is not even true.
But it feels true because you have repeated it many times in your mind.
So the real question is not, how do I stay disciplined?
The real question is, how do I change the story I believe about myself? And once you understand this, everything in your life can start to change.
So if the problem is not laziness, and it's not even motivation, then what is the real solution?
The real solution is simple, but it needs a different way of thinking and a different way of acting. You don't need more motivation. You need a better system, a system that works on your worst days.
Most people wait for the right feeling before they take action. They say, I will start when I feel ready, when I feel motivated.
But the truth is, you will not feel ready every day. Some days you will feel excited and full of energy, but many days you will feel tired, distracted, or simply not in the mood.
And if your actions depend on your feelings, then your progress will always be unstable. One day you move forward, and the next day you stop.
Discipline begins when you stop asking yourself, do I feel like doing this today? and you start telling yourself, this is what I do. This is who I am.
The first step is to change your identity. This means you stop thinking of yourself as someone who is trying, and you start thinking of yourself as someone who already does this.
For example, don't say, I am trying to wake up early. Instead, say, I am a person who wakes up early.
Don't say, I am trying to study every day. Say, I am someone who studies every day.
At first, this may feel strange or even false, but your brain slowly starts accepting this new identity, and once your identity changes, your actions begin to match that identity. The second step is to make your actions very easy. Many people fail because they start with big goals. They try to study for 2 hours, or they try to change everything in one day.
But your mind resists big changes because they feel difficult and uncomfortable. So instead of starting big, you start small, very small.
If your goal is to study, you start with just 10 minutes every day. If your goal is to exercise, you start with just 5 minutes.
These small actions may look simple, but they are powerful because they remove fear and reduce resistance.
And when there is no resistance, starting becomes easy.
The third step is to show up even on bad days, because the truth is, bad days will come again and again.
Some days you will feel tired, some days you will feel low, and on some days you will not feel like doing anything at all.
But this is where discipline is truly built, not on your best days, but on your worst days.
On a bad day, you don't need to do everything. You just need to do something, even if it's very small.
You can study for 2 minutes or do just one small task, and that is enough to keep your habit alive.
Because on those days, you're not building results. You are protecting your identity. You are proving to yourself, I don't quit. The fourth step is to remove perfection from your thinking. Many people believe that they must do everything perfectly, and when they fail, they feel discouraged and stop completely.
They miss one day and they think everything is ruined, so they give up.
But missing one day is not failure. Quitting is the real failure.
So instead of focusing on perfection, focus on coming back again and again.
The fifth step is to build a simple system. A system means you decide when and how you will do your task, so you do not have to think about it every day.
For example, you can study every day after breakfast, or you can go for a walk every evening at the same time.
When you repeat the same action at the same time every day, you slowly become automatic.
And when something becomes automatic, you do not need motivation to do it. So now think about this in a simple way. You are not trying to be perfect.
You are learning to be consistent.
You are not waiting for motivation.
You are building discipline step by step.
And slowly, your story begins to change.
You stop saying, I always quit, and you start saying, I keep going.
Even if your progress is slow, even if your steps are small,
you keep going, and that is how real discipline is built.
So now, after everything we talked about, you understand something very important. Discipline is not about forcing yourself. It is about becoming the kind of person who does not stop, even when it gets hard.
And once you understand this, everything starts to feel different. Not easy, but clear.
So now, I want you to pause for a moment and think about yourself.
Not your past mistakes,
but the person you are becoming right now.
Because you are not the person who always quits.
You are someone who is learning to stay.
Learning to continue.
Even when it feels uncomfortable.
Even when your mind tells you to stop.
So right now, do something simple. Say this to yourself slowly.
Today, no matter how I feel, I will not quit on myself.
It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real.
Maybe today you take one small step.
Maybe you just try again.
But this time, you do not stop.
And one day, when you look back,
You will not remember the easy days,
you'll remember the days you wanted to quit.
but you chose to continue.
That is the moment your identity changed.
Because now, the next time you feel unstoppable for a few days and then suddenly feel like stopping,
You'll catch it earlier. It's not weakness.
it's just your old story trying to come back. And this time, you will not disappear from your goals,
This time, you will stay.
even if it's slow.
Even if it's not perfect.
You will keep going,
And that is how discipline is built.
step by step, day by day, choice by choice.
And before you go, write one simple sentence in the comments.
I will stay this time.
Let that be your new story. If this message helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this today.
Take care of yourself. Keep learning. Keep growing.
See you in the next episode. Take care.
Goodbye, everyone.